What's up, everybody? It's Mayhem Mancia. I just wanted to tell you about two-timing people. Um, if people are lying to you and saying they're not particularly seeing somebody such as your ex, shows they're posers. You got the evidence there that they're making a pass on your ex and talking to your ex and acting like a dyke or whatever. But you just gotta handle that, um, making reports and everything, even reporting you too, and stealing shit from you and lying to you. You know, constantly I hear people say, "You're a liar," um, and I tell them nobody's lying to you, and they're pretty much preventing you from being in a relationship with that person or somebody else because they're not telling you. And the problem occurs where something bad can happen because of this. You got these posers out there that think they're better than everybody and making a pass on your girl and taking your girl from you, and gets to the point where she leaves him, and you knew that was gonna happen. You can't take two. You knew that was gonna happen. She goes to some other guy, a different guy, and it should have got to the point where you keep your dick in your pants, dude. These Hitler people that can't control themselves, and they get off with that. They get sexual pleasure out of that, or sick pleasure out of that, by going to some weirdo that is overgrown. He doesn't exercise. He plays around all day long. Got junk all over his property. But I don't like people like that. That are very arrogant and cold-hearted, no heart, no soul, and low. Cause I'm not like that. And then they go to these egghead weirdos, like I'm saying here, and they um, lose their husband or whatever because of the shit they're doing, losing their parents, and their parents are uh, burning in hell or whatever. But I just don't like a fool that keeps driving past in their car and and creeping around me and and stealing my shit. Okay, that's called Grand Theft Auto. Stealing my shit. You know, driving in their car, leasing a vehicle, whatever. That's fucked up. That shit can happen. But I report I had the same problem with my baby's mama. Her driving around in my mom's car every single day. But my mom did this and that. She's got all this crap where she can't handle her money. She can't handle relationships, you know, and steals. Um, but I just think that these people really need to be locked away. Some of these people reporting, stop fucking reporting me, sending over documentation to agencies, to courts, to wherever about me, and them calling her and talking about me. I'm like, I'm tired of this shit, fool. Come on, leave me alone. And I'm telling her, I'm like, I want to get my house. And she's like, I want you to live with me. I want you to stay with me. And I want you to be here. And it got to the point where she, like, harms people. And she's not on medication. She's not treated. And I tell her, if you're not taking your medication, I don't want to live with you because it's too aggressive. So, anyways, this front and shit, like I was talking about, you know, what is going on with you? You go to this weirdo, this egghead, and you came to me bringing me food to my house, and I had my new house, a $45,000 house, and you were homeless and not on a lease at your apartment and sleeping in campers and in abandoned homes and on the trails or wherever you were and everything. And like I had a $45,000 house. It was nice. It had an upstairs, a downstairs, a basement. And you did this to me. You know, you left me. You whatever, had some false accusations against me. And your ass is not on the lease at your apartment, living scot free at your apartment. And no income, not on the lease, got evicted out of there. And you're listening to this guy's delusions. Oh, he's better. This guy's overgrown, whatever. I'm not gonna badmouth him. He was my guy, but he just completely fell off the face of the earth. This person, like he was my friend one minute, and the next minute he wasn't. He brought me over like 5 pounds, and then he completely just turned on me. So what I'm saying is that you know there's something wrong with these people. There's something wrong with this girl that did that shit. She's having treatment, thinking the guy's gonna help her with that when she needs it, or you know, and he can't help you with that. She she's thinking the devil is gonna help her with her problems, but that's not your family, girl. I'll tell you that. These kids are very, very independent, and like they don't want to get involved. They're very jealous. These kids. They get very arrogant and very, very mean with the things they do. Like they got a lot of hate in them. Cause I got to the point where I trusted my father at about 18 years old, younger than that too. But you know, he he's good, but it's like never ending with these people, you know. And like, give me a break. stop violating me and stop hurting me, because I'm a good guy and I don't want any trouble. But it's never ending with these people, and I'm so tired of dealing with this shit. Uh, and you're telling me this guy is fine, and this and that. And the guy looks like a freaking egghead. I'm serious. The guy, like I say, looks like gold dust. He was castrated because of this shit. She went to him. She's got cancer. He's got cancer. Whatever. But, you know, the necessary repercussions and precaution is what happens in this situation. You know, doing what you're doing is why you're in such bad shape. You could have had everything. That's what he always says, but regardless, you could have had everything. And you reported my property. You took advantage of me. I had 2 litters of kittens and everything. And the bitch doesn't even come through on it. You know, she she can't stay for a day because she's got some control freak telling her not to come down to me, um, thinking I was a bad guy. But really, dude, you're in an apartment. You got evicted out of your apartment because of that hoe. That hoe staying there without being on the lease, and you're forewarned, not to have her there or whatever it was, because this lady is living on the street, panhandling, and this and that. But she, these type of people that creep around, I don't like that shit. It's called stalking, okay? I don't like that. It scares me. It scares my child. I don't know where this came from, but coming around on people's property all the time, even being assaulted by this person, and no justification. I looked in Houghton County Jail. There's more men in that jail. I read a statistic years ago that said there's more women in the jail system. I don't know what it is, but I seen there was more dudes. And I was assaulted, okay, by this person. And I did call the cops about it, and they didn't do a gosh darn thing about it. I said I wanted to press charges. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you're too freaking tired to take this bitch to jail, and vice versa. I got in trouble for that shit. 3, 4 times I called on this person running up on me on my property, assaulting me, conversion, committing adultery, stalking, voyeurism. This is ridiculous here that there is no help for men out there. It's all women running these establishments. The priesthood is great. I love being in the priesthood. I'm serious because I eventually get to the point where I have better support, you know, for myself by, you know, um, preaching the word of God. Some of this written scriptures in the Bible are great. It's like 4,200 years old of scriptures. It dates back to the caveman time, these scriptures in the Bible. So if you read it, it pertains to your life. There's the exact specific date of when um, it can pertain to your life. So, you know, I just don't know what to do. You know, it's like horrible. And my baby's mama, you know, she's so far away, and just it's a problem when these women don't have their kids, you know, because they get very, very sick. You know, it's a sense of losing your mind in a way because they like say things that aren't very good. I had to deal with that with my mother all the time. But they get like very, very strange. And I tell them, you know, my baby's mama says, I'm like, you should come here and live with me. And we can rekindle. But it gets too hard. That is the worst freaking thing that can happen to somebody in their life. You know, that they can't be with their children. It's very sad to deal with that. So I don't know. I'm just like, gosh darn it. I don't know what to say about it.